Mine's a little wider. It's all right. You guys hear me okay? Are we good? Can you hear me okay? First of all, thank you guys for having this awesome event. Really happy to be here today. You guys excited for LCT, baby? Oh, I'm pressing random stuff here. Oh, cool. So let's be honest real quick. Who saw my name on the thing and was like, who the fuck's that guy? Be honest. Yeah, because Mike, I know you did. So I'm actually kind of quiet in the internet marketing community, and a lot of you guys don't know who I am. It's cool. I've been in the kind of the mentoring coaching space in maybe the last 2 years or so. I've been in the online market since like '99. Been buying domains. Sold a company to Google. Did some stuff before. And now I want to talk to you a little bit about PPL. So if you guys don't know, you may know what PPL is. Cool. Couple of you guys. Anybody does like absolutely no idea what PPL stands for? Cool. Well, this is all for you, buddy. Just kidding. Just kidding. Everybody else can tune out. You can go come back in an hour. It'll be fine. All right. So I have a 2-hour presentation. I'm gonna cut down to about an hour for you. And so I promised you guys before in the group, I'm gonna show you exactly how I get, I think, the most per lead. I know Brian Willie's in the personal injury space too, but I get $375 per lead for personal injury attorneys. So I want to show you guys how I do that today. All right. So first things first, this is PPL Profits. A little about myself. I'm known for my PPL, which stands for pay per lead, by the way. Write that down, notes. All right. And I'm one of the highest paid lead generation consultants for the PI firms in the country. I sell leads for about $375 on average, probably about $300 on average. I have some older ones that are $250-ish. And the last part of that is I have my highest paying lead generation campaign is $4,500 per lead. That is not very often I get that. I get that maybe once or twice a quarter. It's for a mass tort that is dying out very soon, but I do get that still. I'm doing a little over $3 million a year from PPL. My businesses all together are doing a little over $5 million. I worked at Google for a while after I sold them, and my favorite person in this room right now is Chris, because he might be working for Apple next week. Anyway, so I created a couple of things, Facebook Ads Lab, OTS Academy, all kinds of stuff too. I might skip some of this crap that's like, I'm amazing, let me show you how good I am. All right, hold on. All right, so I've made, so since I started PPL, I'll tell you about PPL first so you understand. So I first started my internet marketing career kind of after I sold my company in 2004. And we started kind of doing, I was doing client work for a long time. I hated it. I was okay at it. I wasn't great at it. And then in 2007, one of my biggest clients, which represented over half my income per month, decided that I wasn't doing enough for them for their law firm up in Orlando. Anybody know who John Morgan is? Morgan & Morgan? Yeah, they're one of our partners. We actually won the PMP division for them, so which is a practice management, practice made perfect consulting thing. Anyway, we do all the lead gen for them. So they were my client, and they fired me. They said, it's not working out anymore. Thanks for coming in. And basically, I was like, listen, I need to keep this deal. I want to work something out. And so I said, listen, what if I just got paid when you got people that wanted to work with you? And so a little like epiphany, 20 minutes later after getting fired, I had a deal. And I made $16 million from PPL since that day. So doing pretty well with it. And now I'm only doing PPL. I don't do anything else. We don't sell leads per se. We don't sell the leads. I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit at the very end of the slides. But we only do PPL. So we don't do SEO services. We don't do AdWords campaigns. We do them, but we don't sell. We basically don't offer them, in other words. You'll understand that in a little bit. All right. That's the blueprint thing. Okay. So let's talk a little about PPL. So why PPL, niching down, how to secure some partners. This little thing, we'll coach a little bit on a WOW service. This is longer slides, obviously, and then generating leads. So first things first, why PPL? So for those of you who understand client SEO, who absolutely loves SEO, client SEO, and loves clients and never has a problem with every client? Mike Crest, the beast. Who hates working with clients most of the time? All right. You guys can take notes with this guy. You're good. All right. So we have a very unique process that we do. So we'll go into these a little more, but PPL is more profitable. Obviously, I get paid for every result that I produce. I'm actually getting paid for my ability to produce leads for lawyers versus like getting a retainer, right? So an average law firm like client work would be probably like $4,000 to $5,000 a month, usually roughly. You get paid per month to do the work for them. We're doing about $20,000 a month per partner. And then obviously more passive. I have no monthly reports. I do a weekly invoice to my partners. We get paid per week. And then we bill on a Thursday, get paid on a Tuesday, but it's very passive. There's no like, you don't rank for number, one time I got a call at 3 o'clock in the morning that I moved from number 1 to number 3. I don't know why that mattered. We're getting calls from that keyword anyway, but he wanted to rank for personal injury attorney in Miami, and that's what he wanted. And we were getting 14 calls a month from auto accident injury. And like, why do you care about personal injury lawyer? But that's what they want, right? Because you tell them you're going to get rankings for them. So, pain in the ass. All right, it's easier to scale because here's a cool thing. We'll talk a little bit about niching down later, but we run PPC campaigns for our PPL. So we actually do AdWords, we do SEO, we do social media, we do full digital marketing. We just don't get paid a monthly retainer for it. We just only get paid to produce results. So, for instance, I have 17 partners that we work with around the country, and we have one AdWords campaign that we've copied in the 17 areas. I don't have to build a new campaign all the time. We're constantly doing the same thing over and over again. And our conversion rate on our pages, we're getting just about like 42%, I think, on our landing page right now. 42 from clicks to calls on our landing page for personal injury attorney. So obviously we're paying a lot less. All right, so let's have a little fun with math. I'm going to tell you a little power of PPL and how you can make some money. So for those of you who are doing SEO as client work, I always tell you, if you're making money, keep making money. And then if you can transition over to PPL over time, that's great. But there's a little way you can add a little extra income to your lifestyle by doing a little PPL. So we're going to do a little HVAC, AC repair. Anybody here in the AC repair space? Remind me before the end of the conversation to just tell you a little bit of stuff about AdWords campaigns that I'm running. We're getting like $14 for calls. Like it's really good. So I'll show you. Maybe that's not good for you guys, but it's good for our area. So I'll make that clear. For one of my partners. Anyway, secure 2 partners. Let's say you secure 2 partners. 2 partners are doing AC repair as an example, right? And you're getting $50 per lead. That's an average for a HVAC. Some people get 75. Some people will tell you 150. That's not realistic. It's $50. I mean, that's what you're going to get for a lead, right? Anybody doing pay per lead for HVAC? Anybody getting paid per lead for HVAC? Any lead gen? What are you getting per lead? Do you know? Yeah, 40. Okay, so the closest number to that. Okay, $40. Fine. And let's say you just produce 3 leads a week. So Craigslist ad, right? Once, a couple times a week you get a lead from that. Maybe some SEO stuff, long tail stuff, right? Maybe a PPC campaign. You get 12. So you have 2 partners at $50 per lead, 3 times a week for total 12 leads per partner. That's an extra $1,200 a month to your bottom line, right? Maybe not the bottom line because you would have some costs there, right? Craigslist costs above money for if you're having a service do it or you're running ads or that kind of stuff. But $1,200 a month, and that doesn't sound like a lot, right? And it's not because I'm obviously doing almost 15 grand a day now with my businesses. But $1,200 a month is an SEO client, right? A lot of people have an average SEO client for $1,200 a month, but you're going to get 2 partners. That's 2 phone calls, maybe 4. We're closing 50% with those. I'll show you later how to secure partners. We're closing almost 40 to 50% of our partners when we call them. So to be able to go up to someone and say, hey, let's make leads for you, and then just do Craigslist ads a week, make an extra $1,200 or $14,000 a year, pretty simple to do. And there's no extra work. We're billing once a week. We have a VA do that. Very, very simple. We'll go into a little more. Again, 4 partners, double that number, pretty good. All right, so let's say you got 4 partners and you're getting $75 per lead. Maybe you're doing roofing, right? Now our roofing partners, we get, I think it's 125 blended, Justin, for the ones we're doing. 125 blended or 100 and 150. So Justin has, just so you guys know, that's Justin Towers. He does a PPL business too that he works with me sometimes. We do partner up stuff. He does lead gens for lawyers with me too. Let's say you produce 1 lead a day, 1 lead per work day. That's 20 leads per month. Now you're adding an extra $6,000 a month to your business. So let's go back to that slide. So 4 partners. It's not 4 partners per month. 4 partners at all. Just get 4 partners. $75 per lead. Just do 1 lead per day per partner. You got an extra $72,000 a year to your income. That's passive. That's not like you have to be on there every day. A lot of stuff is automated for us. I very rarely. You guys see how much I'm on Facebook posting memes, so you guys know how much I work. I am political, so if you don't like politics, humorous politics. I'm not either side. I just like funny politics. So anyway, again, double that up. You got 144 a year passively, right? You can see how this can scale very, very fast. Don't worry, we're gonna do all this stuff too. Don't worry. All right. But what if you got 2 partners per month every single month? So what if you worked hard, you got 1 partner every other week for the whole year, okay? Again, that first scenario, $50 per lead, 3 leads a week, 12 leads a month, right? I told you before, $14,000 a year. But what if now, at the end of the year, see, every month we're adding an extra $1,200 to our total revenue. Now, that's not going to be the first month, but you get the idea, right? You keep adding that every single month to your thing. You'll have $13,000 a month coming in at the end of 12 months, just by doing 2 partners a month. That's a couple phone calls. I will show you here in a little bit of email sequence that works. We get partners automatically that way. Not automatically, but there's, it's automated. That's $87,000 in the first year, and then if you don't do anything else in the second year, you're going to make an extra $156 per year. Just doing, it's 2 partners a month. That's nothing. That's so easy to do, especially in the HVAC space, right? You're going to have some turnover. You're going to do some stuff, but I'm just showing you the numbers, right? Again, the 4 partners a month with all this stuff. You get to 72. I can show you that's going to be $864 in your second year if you just double that up from before. I should show you the slides for probably easier. 4 partners a month, so you'll partner every single week. That's 52 partners a year. It's I don't do that. I have 17 partners, but if you did 52 partners a year, obviously it's doable, especially if you have a team and stuff. I can't remember his name. Somebody was doing that before. They have like 100 3 partners, I think. $75 per lead again. Let's say let's do roofing, go conservative in the roofing space. $75 per lead, 5 leads a week. Again, first, you're doing. I showed you before, $72,000 a year. Now you're doing $72,000 a month by the end of the year. $420,000 in the first year. Second year, $864,000. So very quickly, you have $1 million business by just working every single week, right? Does that make sense so far? You see how that number's kind of big? Now listen, if you guys are brand new to PPL, I just want to show you what you can do. I don't care. I'm saying go back to that first example of just get 2 partners. $50 a lead, 2 partners, you got an extra 12 grand in your business. Now maybe that's not like 7 figures or bust, but 12 grand, that's a vacation. That's my wife's weekend shopping trips. All right, sorry. She's a good girl, I love her. All right, sometimes. Niching down. So who in here is Stuart here? What's up, man? I did an interview with Stuart about a month ago or so, a month or 2 ago. If you want to learn more about this, I'm going to talk about a couple of points on this slide, and then we'll kind of let you guys, you can watch that interview. It's like a 30-minute interview. We talked about my whole strategy of niching down. So does anybody understand what niching down is? If you don't, it's okay. I'm going to go over it anyway, but I don't want to ask you the question, then it doesn't matter, right? So niching down is where a lot of people try to get every single person they can under the sun to work with. They want to work with a dentist, a plumber, a roofer, whatever they can get. Like, we all do that. I did that when I first started out. When I first started out in 2004, I started PPL in 2007, but 2004, 2007, I was taking on everybody, right? In 2011, I started to realize that 90% of my income is coming from attorneys. So I basically said, listen, I'm only working with attorneys from now on. In my personal business, I have coaching students that I help do their businesses, but for our mentoring program. But we basically I just do personal injury lawyers. So since 2011, I've not made less than $1 million a year, and I'm doing over 3 in the PPL side of my business. I have a software company too, but so that's that, right? So the point of that is that by just doing one niche, there's so much power in here. So again, if you're going to go after plumbers and lawyers, what do you have to do that, right? Think about keyword research. If you had a personal injury attorney call you tomorrow, right? Who in here knows what key tam is? You ever heard of the word key tam? Besides the lawyer in here? Right, so key tam is whistleblower law, but it's for government work. So in other words, it's the only type of really whistleblower law where if someone, let's say someone is stealing money from a government contract, and you find that out and you tell them, you can actually participate in the recovery of that funds. Well, regular whistleblower, you usually don't. You get punitive damages, but more like because you can't work anymore in the industry, usually what it is. But key tam is a very specific type of law, right? That is one of my side niches I have for an attorney that I work with. We do a lot of key tam for him. He's one of the top, I would say top 5. He says he's the top 1, but he's probably the top 5. Everybody thinks number 1. All you lawyers think number 1 in the world. I love you, Bruce. But so the point of that is that by niching down, I can go to that key tam attorney. I can go to that personal injury attorney and say, listen, I only work with personal injury attorneys. I only work with key tam attorneys. I only work with plumbers. I only work with doctors, right? Everybody wants to work with the expert. The reason you guys are here is because we're all experts in our field, right? You're coming here to see us speak. Maybe not me because you didn't know who I was, but everybody else, right? To see who we are because we're experts in our fields. I'm an expert in PPL. That's all I do. I don't do anything else but PPL. I don't do. You cannot hire me to do SEO for you. I will not do AdWords for you. I buy leads from probably 4 or 5 of you guys in here because I arbitrage them. Sorry, I make money off of you. But that's the point, right? So, but so here's what it does, right? So let's talk about prospecting. So I said before, everybody wants to work with an expert. Marketing material. So who in here has an SEO website for the SEO agency? And what do you have? Do you have any particular niches on there? What do you have on your website? It's just like, hey, we do SEO, we do page optimization, we do all that stuff, right? Imagine if all that comments was, hey, we do SEO for personal injury attorneys. We help you rank for keywords like auto accident attorney, slip and fall attorney, premises liability attorney, right? That's a very powerful page now. And now they look at that page for you. If they type in, and listen, most attorneys type in personal injury attorneys for law firms, or personal injury marketing or something like that, right, for law firms. I don't know what they actually do with the key, and I usually get referrals, so I don't even know anymore. But the point is that they actually key in those keywords, right? If you have those keywords on your page, that whole marketing material, and listen, you don't have to be in just one niche. I'm saying start with that. But if you have 4 or 5 niches that you work with, have 4 or 5 marketing websites that those people can go to, and all they see is their information there. They see, for plumbers, hey, we only do plumbing SEO. We only do AdWords for plumbers. We only do everything for plumbers. Now you're niching down, and now you become the expert in that field. And I'll show you later how you can charge more per lead for that. And then niche specific events. So I speak a lot at law firm conventions. I'm actually speaking one here soon. We talk about lead generation for law firms, do funnels for them. So because you're niche down, I can go to the law firms and say, I spoke at 7 events in the last year for lawyers. So I go to like the American Bar stuff, I go to Palm Beach stuff, I go to Miami stuff. So I can go to these events, and who's all there? Buyers of my stuff, right? That's a really powerful thing to do. If you're in 15 different niches, it's very hard to do. So kind of cool. For pitching, this is really important. When you're niching down in your industry, I said it was going to be short. I lied. I'm sorry. Pitching down. So like basically when you talk to someone, a lawyer, I talk about key tam, right? I know what that means. Most of you guys don't know what that means. So key tam, I know what that means. I can speak about premises liability. I can speak about the actual intake department. I know how the intake department works. I can do all that because I'm in this space so much, right? I learn all the objections. So whenever a lawyer says, well, I'm not really sure, I know what their problem is. I know that the biggest headache for most attorneys is intake department. If I give them more leads per month, do they have to hire a new person to cover those leads? That's what happens. Because listen, if you're in an auto accident, or you have SSD, which is a Social Security disability, you're telling your whole entire life story of why your case is worth more than the other guy's case. So you're talking for 45 minutes on every single intake. So how do you get that kind of done down, right? So that's what we do. The good thing about us, too, is we have one pitch. We don't have a pitch for plumbers, a pitch for doctors. We only have one pitch. It's the same pitch to everybody. Everybody gets the same pitch, and we close all the time. And then we do case studies. So if I came to you and say, listen, I want to buy some personal injury leads from you guys, and you're like, well, I have a case study. I'll show me what you've done before. Show me some work you've done. Well, here's my plumber website I built. Well, that's not helping me. I want to know if you've done personal injury. Now, I only do personal injury. I can show you 17 big-ass websites that I've helped rank and do stuff for. So that helps with closing, too. So it's all part of that process, right? This is huge. Implementation, right? Who in here loves keyword research? Be honest. Chris probably does. He's a nerd. Always analytics. I see you over there. Keyword research, right? I do it twice a year. I only do it twice a year because I feel guilty. I'm usually training in a group. It's the only reason I can do keyword research. I do it like once or twice a year. I'm in personal injury. That's all I'm in. I've been doing personal injury for 6 years now. The keywords aren't changing that much. There's certain things here and there are changing, right? The keyword research is one or twice a year. If I get a new partner tomorrow, I'm not trying to figure out what the keywords are for that industry. I already know it. I'm in it. Simple. Content creation. Because I know every single part of an accident, I even have a software company called Jury Tech where we actually do voir dire, which is or voir dire, depends what part of the country you live in. It's the jury selection process. We have a software to help with that. We actually have, I pretty much know like the whole entire process of an actual law firm of how they actually run. We actually do some practice management stuff as well. But the point is, I know like every single part of the content because I've done it for the last 6 years. If you're in plumber tomorrow, you have to figure out what all the content needs to be for them to rank stuff. So all the long tail stuff, done once. Great. Paid ads, before paid ads. So we have one campaign that we pretty much run, and then once we get a new partner, we basically copy it to the MCC and just change the logo out and the landing page logo and run the campaign. There's no setup. It's a one-day setup. It's done. Running ads, we get ads. We get leads the first week for them. Very, very simple. And then CRO. We're on like 4.7 something of our landing page. We just keep changing the landing page and keep getting it more optimized. And I told you before, it's like a 40. I think it's a 42. Yeah, I think it's a 42% conversion right now from someone clicking to that page to actually calling the firm or filling out the form. I think we're like at 75% phone calls, but we do get a lot of form fills, so it's still doable. All right, I said take notes, but I'm gonna go this fast. Securing partners. So there's inbound and outbound reach, right? This is kind of technical stuff here, guys. So if you guys aren't I'm going to show you how we actually get. I'm sorry, I'm moving around a lot for you. I'm sorry, camera guy. So we're going to talk a little more about how to actually get partners, how we secure partners, right? So list building, cold email, cold calling, and closing partners. So let's talk about these. So we recommend that you build your own list. Don't buy a list. You can buy a list. The kind of list that we build are probably $3 or $4 per lead for the type of list that we're building. It's way more cost effective to do it ourselves. We have a couple of products, softwares that we use. We actually built a tool for it. It's not open to the public. It's open to certain people. But it's more accurate, repeatable process. You have SOPs for all stuff. It's keep you doing. We have VAs that do most of the stuff. It's very automated. And the data is aligned with the targeting. So what we actually have is once we get, because we're in personal injury, we actually have a process that when they get emails, we actually scrape the website for the keywords to make sure that keyword that we're looking for is on the page. So as an example, we're looking for personal injury. So if that site that we see doesn't have the word personal injury in the first, they call a hierarchy of pages, we don't put that on our list because they probably aren't focusing on personal injury. We only work with people who focus on personal injury. They can do other stuff too, obviously, but we focus on personal injury. So we use localscraper.com for our scraping. I know there are other scrapers out there. Feel free to use them. This is what we use. I'm just telling you what we use. I don't know if there's. I know like Lior has one. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called, but he has got a scraper. What is it? Scope leads. Yeah. And there are other scrapers out there. You could try it out. We just happen to use local scraper. We use email. Just to be clear, I don't do this stuff. I have people do this. I'm just telling you what I told tell you to hear. Hunter.io, which is email hunter. They basically, I guess that's the one that that's the one that does the to see if the emails are active, right? Is that how it works? Okay, it finds additional emails. Yeah, like I said, I don't do this stuff. And then we use Pipedrive for our CRM for the prospecting side. We don't use Pipedrive for our current clients. We use it for the prospecting side of what we do. And if you're going to ask me what I use for my clients, I use spreadsheets. Don't ask. All right. And then for cold outreach, we use Gmail, actually. It's actually QuickMail we use. You can't really see the slide. I'll blow it up for you here. We're getting on our, this is a cold email through Gmail, through QuickMail, 73% open rates on cold emails. Who's here is getting 73% on our emails, cold emails? QuickMail. So that's the way to do it, QuickMail. Just be careful. Don't use your .com. Like I own vzpro.com, right? So we use like vzpro.us, vzpro.info as our emails in case they get burned, in case something happens to them. We don't ever use our actual one, but use the same. And we use G Suite, which used to be Google Apps. We use G Suite for all that stuff to make it easier. Okay. So replies, you don't care about all that stuff. QuickMail, yeah, I did that already. Cold calling. Oh, yeah, Grant Cardone speak, Grant Cardone. I hate sales. All right, gathering intel. So this is more about getting on the phone. I'll skip some of this stuff for you guys so we can shorten up on time. You're going to have objections. Okay, these are the 2 objections you're going to get almost every time. I'm going to show you how to overcome these objections. You're going to get these objections every time you cold call somebody. And if some of you guys take notes, you will have the slides. I have the slides for you later. Common objection number 1. This is mostly in the lower tier stuff, like the home services, like the HVAC, the plumbing, that kind of stuff. We've got leads before, and it didn't work out for us. Who's ever heard that objection before? Nobody. No, I'm just kidding. It was hands. You guys in the front row, relax. All right, so here's what we do. Say, listen, great. I get it, right? I completely understand that's the case. Let me ask you, what happened? Why didn't it work out for you? What happened? Right? It's not a real objection. It's more like, oh, you guys are in a lead provider, right? That's what they think. So, whatever I just said there. This is a good one. How do I know these leads are exclusive? The exclusive leads thing is important because we always talk about those. We have a cool little thing that works for us really well. We pretty much never have a problem with this one. In a nutshell, this says you'll notice very quickly that non-exclusive leads don't convert as well as ours do. So when we start together, you'll see almost immediately that ours are closing. In a nutshell, what it says. You can read it. Make sense? And that's usually a pretty good overcoming because you're just telling it kind of assumes a sale. It's like, listen, we're going to start working together. And the first 10 leads or so, you're going to see that these are going to close a lot higher rate, excuse me, than other leads. So, make sense? I want to talk about the entry close. You can read these later. It's kind of long. So these are entry closes. This is how we close partners. This is actually what we say. But I'll show you what we call something later called the flanking pitch, which is the most important part. 2 people in this room have heard this thing that I do here, the flanking pitch, except for you guys today. You'll hear it today. I've had people at my mastermind for $5,000 that didn't hear this, so this would be cool today. Expect objections, of course. I'm going to do a quick couple things on WOW service. This is what's made me millions. I'm telling you right now, this has made me millions of dollars, WOW service. We do something that no one else does, I think, in this business very often, is we have an onboarding process for all of our partners that we work with. We call them partners, not clients, because we actually are trying to be on the same side of the table with them. WOW service stands for week over week. So what are you doing when you onboard a partner, and what are you doing for the first 90 days of a partner? Is anybody in here doing lead gen on a regular basis, lead gen? Okay. Do you have a lot of turnover in your business in the beginning? No? Anybody have a lot of turnover in the business? Are you doing anything different in your business to get less turnover, or just the way you're selling? Is this working for you? Yeah, cool, great. Totally great. And the lower niches like HVAC and stuff, you see a lot of people who have a problem with closing partners and keeping them after a while. They don't pay the first or second invoice, that kind of thing. So what we do is we do the first 90 days. We have a high touch on the first 90 days. And then we have sequential items that happen over in an SOP, which is a standard operating procedure. We have like a thing that happens on day 1, this happens, on day 3, this happens, on day 7, this happens, on day 15, this happens, that kind of thing. And no matter who you are, even if we don't work with you more than a month, we do fire clients right away sometimes in certain verticals. We say, listen, it's not working out for us, thanks. We still get the same, we still finish the WOW process to the most part for them. It differentiates us. We provide value. We actually value relationships. We want to keep them long term. In our space, the personal injury space, these guys are paying, obviously a lot per lead, $375 per lead. The average in the industry is like $125, or they're paying 3 times that, so we try to get a little more stuff in there. And then there's buyer's remorse, and that kind of stuff. But I'll show you what we do. So let's go to specifics. So go back. There you go. What we do is when we start billing people, so we charge the first 10 leads that we provide for someone upfront as a commitment. It's not a fee. It's just the first 10 leads to kind of like shake hands, formally agreement. We don't do contracts in our business. We say, listen, 10 leads. If you can't pay that, then we're not working together. Thanks. We don't do contracts. We don't do any long-term stuff. You can fire us tomorrow. We don't care. That's why we do PPC mostly in the beginning. So what we do here is we walk them through the lead delivery system. So what this means is we bill every week, right? So we bill every Thursday. We invoice every Thursday. We bill every Tuesday. So they get the invoice on Thursday, usually end of day. So it's really Friday, but it's Thursday. They have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which they don't look at it, and then Monday, and then the end of day on Tuesday to actually dispute anything. So what we do when we first get a partner is we actually walk them through what that looks like. So we give them a mock invoice the first week, and we go through with them and say, listen, this is what the bill looks like. Don't worry about this. This is already paid. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to walk you through what this call. Here's how to get to your call recording so you can hear it. Here's how to get to the form fills. Here's all that stuff. Right? We also send out thank you cards. I spend a lot of money. I spend I think probably $3 per thank you card on the actual card. You ever see American Psycho? Yeah, it's kind of like that. Not like that, but like that. Make that clear. I don't kill people, usually. Send thank you cards and a gift basket. So we use Amazon Prime for our gift baskets. Everybody we work with, even if we don't work with them, if they go through an audit with us, we give them a gift basket. Everybody gets a gift basket. It's just a little touch that we do. It's like $25, $30. I'll show you later about how we actually process people, but if we get someone in and we actually do an audit for their AdWords campaign for them, no matter who they are, they get a gift basket as a thank you for letting us opportunity to work with them. We get calls back from that, believe it or not. 6 months later, that someone's not doing it right, can you work with us? We just charge them more per lead. Point. Real quick, please. I'm going to tell you real quick. I'm going to tell you this beginning. Monday night. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you this earlier. Monday night at the Ronald McDonald House. If you guys are in town, let me know. I'm doing a charity event. I'm buying dinner for everybody there. So if you can make it, let me know. If you can't, it's fine. But if you're here on Monday night, if you have the red eye, you can probably make it. I'll pay for your shuttle there and shuttle to the hotel or airport where you got to go. If you can make it, cool, let me know. I just thought about it because I was thinking about Smile.Amazon. So when you purchase, like, if you have a business Amazon account, yeah, you can get cash back on these. It's kind of cool if you do that there. And Prime obviously is free shipping, so it costs you nothing to ship them. And it's like we spend usually like $30 on one. It depends on what time of year we get different gift baskets out, that kind of stuff. We do Thanksgiving baskets versus Christmas baskets or holiday baskets at the end, right? We do Thanksgiving, thankful for the relationship, that kind of stuff too. So they get the onboarding one, and they always get one in Thanksgiving. And the question is, what if it's both Thanksgiving? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. They get 2. I don't know. They don't get 2. They get 1. But I use papyrus.com. I don't know if you can see the prices on there. They're like 30. I think it's $16 for 5. For 5 or 6. I can't read from here. I'm blind as shit apparently. We use the one. Most of the ones we use is the blue one on the top right. That's the one we mostly use. But there's different ones on there, and they're awesome. They're great cards, handwritten note. Thank you for the opportunity to work with you, whatever. And if you're prospecting the right way, you get someone to actually converts with you, right? It's worth the extra couple bucks. I mean, this is a business expense, right? You got to do it. All right. Generating leads. You guys are SEOs. You guys know how to generate leads, but we'll talk about some of the stuff we do. We build websites and do SEO, and then we run PPC campaigns, and we do niche specific channels. I'll talk about all those in a second. Foundation for, how am I on time? Okay. So Foundation for any PPL business. We do real keyword research, but again, only twice a year. We actually build city landing pages for everything, so we'll talk about that. You guys understand what that means. We write schema for everything, and then we do tracking. So it's not all about the money keywords. So we were talking this morning, so that's about long tail keywords this morning at breakfast. And a lot of people want to rank for AC repair city state or personal injury attorney city state, right? If you look at any of my partners, we very rarely rank for personal injury in any of the cities you go through. It's competitive. I'm getting with 50 other people who are trying to spend 10 grand a month on SEO. Well, not 10 grand, but they're spending money on SEO. Why would I do that, right? We rank, the biggest keyword we rank for in the country, nationwide, I rank for seatbelt injury lawyer, Robinson. So you can look that up. But I rank for stuff like that, right? Things that get hurt like that, right? I rank for stuff like how to alleviate back pain after an auto accident. Right? That person's not looking for an auto accident attorney right now. Or I was talking to someone here about a Facebook campaign. Our biggest Facebook campaign is running. We have a holistic, it's 37-page PDF It's an ebook, whatever the hell you want to call it these days. That is talking about homeopathic healing, right? It's nothing to do with auto accidents at all. Nothing. If your back pain is caused by an auto accident, find out how much your case is worth. It's on the PDF in different spots, right? That works for us. We're getting leads through Facebook ads. Now, it's expensive through Facebook ads. We're getting $127 per lead. We're charging $375. It's very high. It's very expensive through Facebook ads because it's a very, very passive funnel, but it's literally just turned on. I don't do anything with it, so it's really simple. Anybody here heard do no go? Or this is actual Google's layman's terms for what they call user intent. So when you do a Google query or a search on Google, they have they put you into one of three categories. You want to do something, you want to know something, you want to go somewhere. So write for those people. They want to do something. I want to, whatever it is. You want to write for different people where they are in this pyramid of buyer's journey or buying cycle, right? So think about the guy who is searching for, I always use this example of HVAC, right? The person who's writing for HVAC, that's like 5% of the market at any given time, and probably less than that. Probably 3% of the market is the top of this pyramid, right? 3% of the market is looking for AC repair, city, state, right? But there's 95% of the market that doesn't know they need AC repair. So for instance, I guarantee you someone today right now is typing in, my AC is, the fan is blowing on my AC, but there's no cold air coming out. Why don't we have a blog post for that? Show them how to fix it, what the problem is, and say, hey, if you need this to come out to us, we can repair this for you. Click here to get a repairman out to your house. Now, they didn't type in AC repair whatever city state, but they do need an AC repair person, right? My condensate drain line is backed up. What do I do? Like my AC is flooded. What do I do? Right? That's the person who needs AC repair, but isn't typing in for AC repair, right? A perfect example was I have so my house is all brick, right? We have a brick driveway. No, my house is not brick. I'm stuck. I live in South Florida. You can't have brick. It's a driveway that's all brick, and they put these stupid trees next, like 3 feet from the driveway, and of course my driveway is coming up. So I need a tree removal service. I didn't type that in though. I typed in how to fix my driveway from tree roots. And some guy in, I think it was Sacramento, California, had a blog post that says how to repair driveways after a tree trunk, whatever, or a tree root, whatever. And I was like, hey, do you know how do I fix it? He goes, you need to get your tree removed. I'm like, well, you're in Sacramento. I'm in Lake Worth, Florida. What do I do? He goes, I'll call someone for you. He gave me a lead referral to a guy in Zimmerman. I'm sure he got paid for it. But he gave me a guy named Zimmerman. He came out and did our tree. The guy made $300. I mean, I didn't realize I needed a tree removal service. I just want to fix my driveway. But most of us as SEOs think, I gotta go for the guy who's got 10,000 searches a month. I gotta go for that keyword when there's so much more volume on this long tail stuff. Lexical analysis, you guys call it LSI. I think most of you guys SEOs call that LSI, latent semantics indexing. The actual term for that is lexical analysis, which is the correlation between words. Little techie stuff there for you guys. Whoa. And then keyword volume. I have not looked at keyword volume in probably 3 years. I don't give a shit about keyword volume. I'm going to rank for all the keywords in the area. I use a tool called Oodle Suggest for that. Anybody know Frank Schwartz? Schwartz? Yeah. I think he owns that. I think Mark used to own it too for a while. Anyway, not promoting this. It's free. This basically gives you all. I should have told you what this is, right? Probably makes a whole lot of sense. What this does here, this actually tells you all the auto-suggest. So I type in the word AC repair. It'll give you all the auto-suggest, all the different variations like AC repair, and they give you all the different versions of words that people are actually typing into Google. Pretty powerful. And yes, you can manipulate this, by the way. That's what Hillary Clinton did, by the way. Whole analysis on my blog. Okay, don't worry about that. State landing pages, obviously you guys have those state landing pages. You want to basically target a metro area. We target, like, let's say, most people try to target a whole state. We don't do statewide sites. We have a couple of different testing. I'll show you one here is a national site we did. We got full indexation on it in 5 weeks maybe. But we mostly do targeted areas. So there's 3,144 counties in the United States. Google that, check my facts for me. No, you don't have to do that. I'm just kidding. He's not typing very fast. And then that's true though. But anyway, so we basically do we don't do by county either. We do by metro area. So like in West Palm Beach, we'll do the metro area of West Palm Beach and do like a 25 or so, depends on the area, mile radius. So like where I live in West Palm Beach, the county is very square, but everybody lives on the coast. There's very few people that live out west. And people who live on the coast will not go west and vice versa. In matter of fact, in our county, which is only, I think, 40 miles north to south, People won't go past West Palm Beach, so the people in the south won't go north, and vice versa. So that's for servicing areas for different things, right? Obviously, attorneys can take stuff everywhere, but if you're doing local stuff, I would recommend building radiuses around a local area. We've seen a better correlation with post ranking than pages. I'm not sure you guys, some of you SEO guys can debate me on that. Totally feel free to do that. We've seen a better correlation with posts. The reason we do that so well is because we actually change the dates on them to make them over time like different archives. So then we ping the archives, which most people don't do. We get them indexed a lot faster that way. It's kind of a little trick to get stuff indexed. So what that basically means is like we might do a date from like 3 years back and then start doing like January 2014, February 2014, different dates and just different random. They're random. They're not like anything planned. And then what we do is we find the archive page of that particular folder for those dates, and then we just ping those with indexers, right? Different stuff, or send a link there to get it indexed. And we find that Google likes to index archives faster than other stuff, so we get them indexed faster. That's what we do. I don't know if it works. That could be 100% just coincidence, but that's what we do. And this is I just showed you here. This is a 30,000 page site. I got indexed in 5 weeks, almost full indexation. It's down now because I haven't touched it in a while. If you don't keep your sites up to date, most people don't keep adding to their site. I don't understand why people don't do that. So website's supposed to grow. 10% a year is the actual Google's thumb. Is 10% a year. Your site should grow at least 10% a year. It's actually in a Google patent, 2008, I believe, before the EMD update or before a caffeine update. I think it was actually part of the caffeine update. It might be 2009. Google, when you guys get done with here, caffeine update 2009. I think it's in there. Pretty sure that's the case. I use a tool called Lead Gadget. I just happen to like it. It works for me. It's doing well. I know that I think Herc and some of the guys are here. They have SERP Tech. It's new. Came out. There's also SERP. There's a SERP Shaker. Totally fine. Whatever you want to use is fine. We just have to use Lead Gadget. Schema, again, even if you don't have an address for that page, use Schema. Schema is, we use locality schema, so basically the city, right? So you don't have to use the actual physical street address. We use the city and the state still. Doesn't change, right? We still use that in there. And we use JSON LD. That will be the standard going probably in 2019. That will be the standard. You cannot use regular HTML schema anymore. It needs to be, or microdata, I mean, it needs to be JSON going forward. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the case. And it's Google standard anyway, JSON. I use Dialog Tech for my phone numbers mostly. I got a couple thousand numbers with Dialog Tech. I've had them forever. They were if by phone before. It's very expensive. Don't get it if you're new. Do like Call, Real, Call, Fire, Twilio with ACT, that kind of stuff. A lot cheaper. Anybody use the full suite of SEM Rush tools? The full suite, like the audit tools and stuff? It is fucking killer. If you don't know, I swear, in case that wasn't obvious. The SEM Rush tool is badass. They have an awesome audit tool. I'm telling you, it's better than Moz's. It's actually Moz's data, but they have an actual like dashboard for it. I love. If you're not using the full suite of SEM Rush, get it. I'm telling you right now, if they charge you, tell me, I'll pay for it. Get the demo done. It's worth it. Trust me. I'm being serious with that. If they charge you, email me. I will pay for your demo. It's worth it. Write Local. We use Write Local for obviously citations and stuff. Google Analytics, Google Search Console, obviously regular stuff. And I'm not the sexiest person in Vegas, obviously, so that doesn't work for me. SOPs for everything. Everything you do should be a wiki. Everything. Like everything is. We have like, I think we have we're at 8 gigs now on our Google Drive just for documents. It's ridiculous. And we update every 6 months. So everything we touch gets touched every 6 months. We have one person that just works on our documents for us. If we go in there every 6 months and say that this hasn't been updated in 6 months, we go in and say it's still correct. We kind of timestamp it. Facebook ads, PPC stuff. Okay, good. Okay. This is just, I was going to tell you some stuff. Okay, this is the AdWords tip for, I didn't realize I had it in here. For you guys who are doing local stuff, HVAC, some of that, AdWords, we run our campaigns after 10 a.m. We're getting a 50% cost reduction of CPC. Everybody who's not a good PPC person, don't do that wrong. Most companies run PPC campaigns early to get jobs for the day. We, as PPL partners, don't care when we get the jobs. We just want the jobs to come in. So we run the campaigns after 10 a.m. And then our biggest campaigns, successful-wise, if you can get someone who's 24 hours, you can make a killing at night on AC repair calls, like a killing. Like we're getting like $8 per lead, not click, lead, like $4 and $5 clicks, ridiculous. We run all of our ads from 5:30 to 8 at night. One of the most working people that are in HVAC business want to leave, 5, right? Run the campaigns so people actually get home when they notice their AC is off or the plumbing is broken, whatever, right? So we do. So that works really well. All right. Craigslist Abo, so this basically is arbitrage, right? You buy leads from somewhere and then move them off. Craigslist is obviously free. We pay to do Craigslist because we have so many we're doing. We have a poster. Person who posts, not a poster. Craigslist. It's a thing too. Also, real stuff, because if you're just a plastic surgeon, you can buy stuff. We actually buy leads from Avo and Fine Law, so we buy them, and we scrub them, and then we sell them off. Yeah, so you can buy leads in bulk. This is a pro tip. You can buy leads in bulk for a cheaper price. So like for Avo, if you're spending more than 10 grand a month in leads, you can get them down for I think it's $80 per lead. Just understand, when you're prepaying for leads on a regular basis, their goal is to get you leads. It's not necessarily quality, so be careful. You're not going to get paid. So I'm getting $375 per lead. I'm paying $80 this way, but I'm not really paying $80. I'm actually paying probably $160 to $240, because not every lead is perfect, right? So just understand that. Just be careful with quality when you're buying in bulk, okay? And that's it. So let's go into, I want to tell you real quick about the flanking pitch. You guys ready to how I get paid more per lead? You ready? All right. You sure? Just kidding. All right. I'm sorry, I'm moving around on your camera. All right. What we do, this is how we get $375 per lead. And the industry average for, I just said that, I'm still walking around for me. The industry average for personal injury is about $125, $150 per lead. $175 maybe for some of the higher end ones, right? And if you're doing mass tort, probably $350, but we get over $1,000 for mass tort leads. Our goal is, I have never in my life sold a lead to a company. I have never sold a lead. I get paid per lead. I've never sold a lead. I'll say, hey, listen, we have leads. You want to buy them? I'm now a used car salesman. I'm with everybody else who's selling leads, right? I don't do that. So I've never sold that. So what we do is we sell one thing. We want them to object to that one thing and say, listen, I can't do that. I want you to do this instead. I already have a solution for you. Here it is, right? I'll show you how to do this whole thing. So what flanking does, it increases your perceived value of the business. So what we do, I'll show you exactly the process here, but what we do is we pitch PPC management to all of our lawyers that we work with. We pitch PPC management to them first. So we know they're spending AdWord money, so they have money to spend. Most of our clients are doing $50 million a year or more, so they're spending at least 25 grand minimum. That's like a horrible company doing less than 25 grand in the personal injury space. So they're spending at least 25 grand in PPC. And then what we do is we pitch that and say, hey, we can audit it for you, do that kind of stuff, right? But what we want to do is we want to dissociate ourselves as a lead provider. We don't want to be known as a lead provider, because now they're comparing us to that lower price, right? What's the average lead for a personal injury attorney? 125 to 175. I can't go to you and say, hey, I got leads for you. Okay, how much are the leads? $375. It's never going to work. They're never going to buy my leads. It's so much I have to overcome for that to happen, right? So what this does, this gets me in the door, because they're already doing AdWords spend. And we wrote a white paper called the Waste Report. It's the 7 common mistakes that every personal injury attorney makes with AdWords, and how to save 20% today, right? A little long-winded, but that's what it works. And you don't have to sell AdWords. You can sell SEO, whatever it is you're currently doing. You can sell. That's what the X stands for. Like whatever they're doing, just offer them that same service and audit it for them. That's kind of what we do, right? And there's a lead in my life. I always sell a service, whatever. Okay, you got that stuff. Right? So we pitch PPC management. Now, our campaigns on a PPC management campaign, we're doing basically right around $200 on average per lead. We kind of inflate that number. It's not actually that high. It's usually like a little bit less, but we tell them to get that price in there. We also want to set the expectation, because you do the first couple of months because their quality score is lower, right? So that is a little bit harder to do. What we do is basically offer 200 to 250, and then we have a management fee on top of that. So we charge $1,000 down there. Yeah, so we charge $1,000 per month plus 20% of the budget, not the actual ad spend, the budget. So it's like, and then a one-time setup fee of $1,500. So basically, on a $25,000 campaign, we're charging $6 grand for management. That's kind of how we work. Again, we never charge that. That's what we tell them, right? We walk them through the whole AdWords campaign. We look at their AdWords campaign for them. This is part of a funnel, and then what we do is we try to close them on. We can do these 10 things for you, 7 things for you. We can help you do all this stuff, right? And then what we do is, this is the close. So it sounds like you're not quite there yet. Let me ask you, what would it take for us to work together? Listen, we only do personal injury. We're the best at what we do. We've done this time and time again. You've seen the numbers. You've seen our actual campaigns that we run. What will it take for us to work together? 1 or 2 objections. How do we know we can get the same results? Or they'll say, well, I want you to have skin in the game. What do I do for a living? I put skin in the game, right? I do PPL. Look, let me think for a second. All right, what if we did this? What if I put the ad spend in? All right, I'll put the ad spend in. And what if I took the management fee and I ate the management fee? I ran everything for you. And then you only pay me for results. Listen, I'm confident what we can do for you is going to make you money. I guarantee you there's no one else as good as we are what we do, because we only work personal injury attorneys. I'll do that for you. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'll put the AdWords spend in for you. I'll put the ad spend in. I'll do the management fee. I'll waive it. I'll run the campaigns for you. But I want you to pay me every time I get someone that calls you that's qualified. So here's the deal, though, right? You can look at the next slide now. I told you before that we're running campaigns right around 200 to 250, right? And then I have a management fee of 300 on top of that, right? But I got risk here now, right? Because I'm not sure you're going to pay me, so I got some risk. That risk is worth something. I don't know, like 25% maybe. So what is that? 300, it's like what, 375-ish? Get the idea now, right? So you get the idea. That's what we do. Is you charge 375, and that's how we do it. So that's the idea, right? And so now they're saying, yeah, sure. Now I gave them what they wanted. They said before on these last few slides, they wanted me to have skin in the game, or they're not sure they can get the same cost. I'm guaranteeing the cost. I'm gonna eat it if I don't get that cost. I'm gonna eat it now. Obviously, they're paying me for the risk, but I'm gonna eat that cost. If it goes at $400 per lead, I'm eating it. It's my fault, right? And by the way, we don't run 25 grand. We run about $10,000 a month per partner for our own ad spend, and the rest of it's SEO and arbitrage. So they don't know that. That's a lot of things. Do you see how that's different than saying I have leads to provide for you? I'm not selling you a lead at 125. I'm selling you a service and getting paid for the results of that service. The big difference in the game changer, right? That's how we get more per money, all right? What do you guys think? Cool? All right, so I'm not pitching this. This is basically, so you guys are here. I know we don't have much time left, right? How much time do we have? It's like 7 minutes. You do a couple questions? You have questions for me? Favorite color? Yeah, over there, boss. Are you new to PPL? Have you ever done PPL before? Yeah, I would recommend for you to do your own stuff. We have a kind of a process in place where we take over their entire digital platform. That's a little more advanced. I would say at the beginning, do separate sites because that's a little more protection for yourself. But we do both. Oh yeah. So sometimes what we do is for like, let's say for HVAC. Let's do a quick example, right? So we might have like Palm Beach HVAC. This is as a regular name, right? Doesn't matter. We'll say this location is serviced by their logo. We call it a sniper site. Same kind of thing. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Yeah, cool. Of course. Yep. That's why you don't have any. Right. Yeah, so we don't do contracts. We eliminate, if you give a contract to a lawyer, what are they going to do? They're going to read it. They're a lawyer. So we eliminate the whole problem. We just don't do contracts. You're paying the first 10 leads anyway, so we prepay the first 10 leads. And then if you want to get like the first 10 leads paid for, it's a commitment. I've never had a lawyer cancel that credit card payment. They understand the value of what we're doing. They understand. They've already said the objection. I already overcame the objection. It's all fine, right? Now, the problem is coming the quality of leads after that. They might have some objections to that stuff. That's where the wow service comes in, right? I'm giving them all the information of why this is working, why this is all that stuff. So we don't do contracts at all. We found that any barrier to doing business is something I don't want to have in my business model. It's my personal opinion on that. I'll take one more question. Sorry, yeah. So we shoot for the 3 or 4 number. So we don't shoot for 1 or 2 on the PPC campaigns. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. You ask a question. Go ahead and ask the question again.
I was asking if you do long tail searches or long tail targets for your PPC campaigns or main keywords.
For AdWords, we stick to mostly buying keywords for the most part. Not necessarily like personal injury, but maybe like auto accident attorney or injury after an accident kind of thing. Less of the, we talked about before about the holistic stuff. We do that more for Facebook stuff, more passive stuff. But just so you know, for our AdWords campaigns, we're actually shooting for number 3 or number 4 or number 5, depending on the SERP. Most in personal injury, it's usually 4 up top and then 3 on the bottom. It's usually how it works for ad spend. We're seeing a 40 to 80% decrease in cost, and it's a big range, but depending on the city, like in Miami, it's 80% cost between number 4 and number 1. So like it would be $150 per lead. It's only going to be like, you know, it could be as little as like $40 per lead. It's crazy difference. So we try to shoot for number 3 or 4. We're not trying to get personal injury attorney in Miami. I'm not trying to spend $400 for a fucking click. I'm not doing that, right? But I'll spend $40, $50 per click, not a problem. And with our landing page being so converted over the last 6 years, I'm getting 40% call rates, right? So I can spend 2 or 3 leads to get 2 or 3 clicks to get that call. I'm totally okay with that. So yeah, we do long tail, but most of that's for AdWords. It's not so much for that. Just so you guys know that what you're getting there is my mentoring program. I'm not going to pitch it. I know you're not here for a pitch. Those who want to know more, we are doing a round table today after here at 4:30. I know we don't have a whole lot of time here. I know we got speakers, obviously amazing speakers today. 4:30 in here somewhere. We'll be doing, some of my coaching students are here. I flew them in from across like Peru and San Fran's here. And then what we'll do is we'll have a round table with them. You guys can come back, ask questions. All these questions you have extra, ask, feel free. I do have a mentoring program. If you want to join that, look more about it. There's an envelope in there. I gave you some money too. It's a joke from yesterday. Somebody was talking about 40 grand in cash. I gave you guys some money today. And then it's not 40 grand. Don't worry. I'm not getting that kind of money. And then, so that's what it is. If you guys want to read that over, let me know if you have any questions. We're very selective, obviously. It's not for everybody. It's expensive, obviously. But we do actually build a business for you. My team will actually build your entire business, make it profitable, and then hand it off to you. That's what we do. All right, cool. We're good, right? Time? That's all I got, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.